What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Finch Nichols' YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday. Today we're looking at an Accelgor Wobbuffet deck. This deck's actually made by Nick Givens and Jeffrey Chang. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, Jeffrey Chang. I think it's Chang. I could be wrong. Could say his last name wrong. But Nick was telling me he kept telling me to play Accelgor Wobbuffet for day 30 if I made day 2, but I didn't make day 2, so I didn't get to test the deck out anything. But he said it's a really good deck, and I told him I would showcase if he gave me a list. So this is their list. I'm not really sure who came up with the list more, Jeffrey or Nick. They said they worked on it together, but it's a I don't know if I said it already, but it's a Accelgor Wobbuffet deck, and we'll go over the cards quick. So we have Shelmet here, which has Yawn, which puts the defending Pokemon in sleep. I think this is the best Shelmet just because it does have the Yawn attack. And it has 60 HP, but it has a 3 retreat cost, but that's okay, because after you Yawn, you usually want to evolve the next turn if you can. And then of course it plays Accelgor. Accelgor has a 90 HP, is usually getting one shot, but it has Hammer in, which is just 20 for grass, but we don't play any grass. But we do use Deck and Cover. Deck and Cover does 50, and the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed and poisoned. Shuffle this Pokemon and all cards into the deck, or into your deck. So basically, after your Deck and Cover, you take it, and you just shuffle your deck. It does 50, and your opponent can't. He's paralyzed and poisoned. And paralyzed means he can't attack, he can't retreat, so he just sits there unless he has a switch, or like a Keldeo to rush in and retreat, or an escape rope, or like an AZ or Super Scoop. Basically, you have to have an item card or another Pokemon to kind of get out of the active. He can't retreat by himself, so that's why Accelgor's there. And usually, when you Deck and Cover, you want to send a Wobbuffet. Now, Wobbuffet has the ability Bide Barricade, which says as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon in play in each player's hand and in each player's discard pile has no abilities. Now, this makes it where a Keldeo can't rush in to get rid of the paralyzed effect. So that means the only way they can get out of being paralyzed is to have a switch card. And most decks only play 2 or 3. So usually after they burn that, they're kind of like stuck, and that Pokemon kind of dies. Now, of course, this deck kind of has a bit, and it faults the Virizion really bad, just because Virizion has the Verdant Wind ability, which says each Pokemon that has a grass energy attached to it can't be affected by special conditions. So this deck kind of loses to it, but every deck has an auto loss nowadays. So that's kind of this deck auto loss. Now we do play other Pokemon besides those two. We do play 2 Mew EX. Mew EX has the ability Versatile, which this Pokemon can use any attacks or use the attacks of any Pokemon in play, but you need the energies acquired. You need the energies for it. So all you have to do is attach a DC to Mew, and then you can use Deck and Cover. And you shuffle Mew actually into the deck, not Accelgor obviously, and then that's when you send a Wobbuffet, and that way you can keep the Accelgor on the bench, and that way you can just keep dropping Mews, attach a DC, and keep repeating the process. Now the deck displays one Sigilyph. This is kind of a wall kind of Pokemon against EX heavy decks, which prevents all effects of attacks including damage done to this Pokemon by EXs. So if your opponent only plays EXs in their deck, Sigilyph can kind of just win you the game sometimes, just because they don't have nothing to attack. I mean, they could just sit there and punch Sigilyph, but it won't do any damage. I mean, you can laser the Sigilyph to death, but usually decks that play laser, well, no. I was gonna say usually decks that play lasers have a non-EX, but I was just thinking of Evital. Seismitoad doesn't, so Seismitoad can't punch a Sigilyph, but it can play lasers, so that kind of stinks. And then we do play a 2/2 Slurpuff line. Swirlix, I guess you can use Tackle for 10. I think this is the best Swirlix. The other one like heals for Fairy, which is not that good because we don't play fairies. And I guess if you need to tackle, you can tackle. So, but we do play Slurpuff. That's kind of the main part right here. Slurpuff. Once during your turn before you attack, you may draw a card. If this Pokemon is active, you may draw one more card. Now you might be saying, alright, if I have a Wobbuffet active, I can't use Slurpuff. But usually you want to retreat the Wobbuffet and send up Mew, and that way you can like start tasting to draw more cards. Maybe draw into another Mew, drop that down, or maybe another Accelgor or something. It's a weird combination, but it works sometimes. Now the bench does get kind of full, so you kind of have to limit what your bench is, and kind of just have to like decide what you're playing against. Like if you're not playing against a heavy ability deck, you could send in like a Robo Substitute instead. So Robo Substitute says as like Robo Substitute says, place this card as if it was a 30 HP colorless basic Pokemon, and any time during the turn before you attack me, discard this card. This card can't retreat. If this card is knocked out, your opponent can take your prize. So basically, you just drop a Robo Substitute down, and then you can actually deck and cover into a substitute. So that way, if they don't, if they if they do attack it, they don't take a prize. And I think it's good against like a set against non-heavy ability decks. So that works right there. Like if let's think of a non-heavy ability deck, maybe Seismitoad, Garbodor. That could be one. Or I mean, the Quick Punch, you can't put these down anyway. Besides that, I can't really think of any right now. It just also helps because it doesn't give a free prize, and you can just send these up like 3 Wobbuffets instead of 3 substitutes. So, and like I said, substitute does shut off ability, so it's really good against like fairies, metal, dark. And that's about it. And I guess substitute could be good for Donphan because Donphan can hit Wobbuffets and they don't play any abilities. So I think Donphan's kind of a bad matchup either way, just because you have to license the Donphans. But I'm trying to think of any other decks right now. So like VG's shaky, Donphan is kind of shaky. Everything else seems kind of winnable, like really winnable. Maybe you played against a Fairies deck with a Virizion in it. That might be kind of hard. Besides that, that might be the only thing. And the reason why I say that is if you deck and cover, you can't paralyze them because as soon as you paralyze the Verdant, when it kicks in, it takes with the paralyze before you send the Wobbuffet. I know some people say if you send a Wobbuffet, they're still paralyzed, but they're not. The paralyze gets taken care of before you send a Wobbuffet. Like it gets rid of it. And let's go over some more of the trainer cards real quick. So we do play Computer Search, which is a discard 2 cards from your hand, search deck for 1 card. Almost every deck plays this card now. So 4 Level Ball, which is the expanded card. Oh, and also Accelgor is the expanded Pokemon in this deck too. So maybe no, Shelmet's not expanded. All right. 4 Level Ball, which is an expanded card. Search your deck for Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it, which gives you Swirlix, Slurpuff, Shelmet, Accelgor, and Sigilyph, but it doesn't give you Mew or Wobbuffet. 1 Megaphone, just, I don't know, I guess get rid of Heart Charms, and if a Garbodor's coming at you or something. Like I said, this is not my list. I don't know if I would play Megaphone or not. I guess this just give your abilities back with Slurpuff. Besides that, I'm not really sure. Like I said, maybe Heart Charms. Just trying to do more damage, or get rid of the Heart Charms, sorry. Display 1 Super Rod, which is another expanded card. Shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards. So we're just going to pile it into your deck. And that way you can shuffle like maybe Accelgors or Mews back in your deck, or maybe Wobbuffets too if you need to. Plays 3 Ultra Ball. Like I said, Level Ball only gets you these Pokemon, Sigilyph, so Ultra Ball helps you get Mew and Wobbuffet. 3 Verse Seeker. This should just get kind of any support you need back into your hand. 2 Colors, and that's because usually you're playing 5. You usually have 5 Pokemon on your bench. 2 Lysander, just kind of bring out what you need. This deck doesn't play Dusknoir, so if they retreat somehow, you can bring them back over Lysander and knock them out that way. 4 in, 4 Juniper, you know, the staples. And then 1 Skyla. And this is because we play 3 Verse Seeker, and Skyla can help us get like Level Balls, Robo Subs, maybe Ultra Ball, maybe Floatstone. So, and I guess if you're really into another supporter, but if you're doing that, you're in really big trouble because that way you're probably not attacking that turn. And now plays 3 Teammates, which Teammates said if you can only play this card, you can only play this card if one of your Pokemon is knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Search your deck up for 2 cards and put them in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So let's say they knock out a Robo Sub, and you send up a Accelgor or Mew. Usually you want to send up a Accelgor because he does have a free retreat. You can play Teammates and search what you need. Like maybe you need like a DC and Robo Sub, or like a Mew and a Robo Sub, or a Mew and Floatstone, or something, some combination. You get any 2 cards what you want. And usually, the most time, you just usually need 2 cards to deck and cover. You usually have one of the pieces of the puzzle, and you need like the other 2 pieces, like a person to send in, and maybe like an energy or Pokemon. And then with Slurpuff, you have like more options to draw into it too, which is really good. The deck plays 1 Tropical Beach. This is just for early game. Tropical Beach says once during each player's turn, that player may draw 2 cards until he or she has 7 cards in her hand. If she does, that player ends their turn Now, like I said, we do play the one Skyla, so if you get lucky and have the Skyla and get a Tropical Beach turn 1, you get Beast for 7 and usually be deck and cover next turn. The deck plays 3 Verbank City Gym also, which puts 2 more damage counters on each poison Pokemon. This way, deck and cover is doing 80 a turn. Like, usually does 15 poison, 60, but then the plus other 20 does 80, and then when it comes back to you, it does 110, and that way you can just deck and cover for knockout next turn. So I wish there was a better way to get a deck and cover and knockout come back into your turn. I mean, you get deck and cover for 50, poison hits it for 60, and then 70 come back in your turn. And then next turn you can do 50, 80, 50. Well, what are we doing? So 160 now, or no, 150 going to them, and then come back to you 180. So if you drop the Verbank after your turn, but the only problem is like if they don't counter your stadium, then they still die, come back from your turn. Like in the long run, I don't know. It's really confusing. It's really hard to get them to knock them out, come back to your turn. It is doable, but you need to play different supporters. Like maybe more like Tropical Beaches and Verbank. That way you can just counter your Verbank and then counter your Tropical Beach to knock them out, come back into your turn. It's a really weird combination, but it is doable. Just know that you have to deck and cover first without a Tropical Beach. Then next turn you have to deck and cover with a Verbank, or vice versa. You could do either one, and that could work too. So the deck plays 3 Floatstone, which basically has no makes Pokemon don't have any retreat costs. So usually stop this on Wobbuffet just because it makes it have free retreat. You can just retreat it for free, and then attack with Mew. And then for DEC, this is the only energy we play. And this is just because our only attacker is the Accelgor, which just needs a DCE. And of course, you can use DCE can use other stuff too if you need to. You can Quake and Punch with the Mew. You can X-Ball with it. You can Night March with it if you need to, maybe. Yeah. There's Assault Laser. Oh, wait, no, not Assault Laser. Overrun. What am I talking about? I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't know. There's probably some other good colors, double colors, energy attached that I just can't think of the top of my head right now. The main thing is you can Quake and Punch with Mew if you need to. But that's the deck. Like I said, the main engine is Accelgor and Wobbuffet. But let's see it in action. Hopefully we don't get paired against VG, and hopefully we win the game. Alright? Okay, let's see here. We're playing against LM Luke, playing Lightning, Dark, and Psychic. It's a weird that the cameras keep switching back and forth. I don't know, I like it. Like I said before, usually I want the camera on the right side when I'm doing the deck, so that way you can see the whole deck. And then on the left side, so that way you can see the actual HP and stuff I play. So, okay. See a Dark Patch. We're playing against a Darkrai deck, obviously. Okay. We'll bench both these cards. Of course I'm going to drop some cards for turn. So we see a Darkrai, so Wobbuffet's going to be really good. If we get a Wobbuffet this turn, this Darkrai's going to be stuck active, actually. So we see a Level Ball. Kind of stinks that we don't have a Tropical Beach. Maybe we'll top deck a Skyla. If we do, we'll be really set. So we see a Magnemite. Alright, so it's going to be a Magnezone Darkrai deck. Magnezone makes it where you can play two supporters each turn. So I think Wobbuffet's going to be really good in this matchup. Alright, well, we don't draw anything really. I'm actually just going to Level Ball for Swirlix this turn. Put that down, put down the Robo-Sub. We're going to retreat. Oh, we can't retreat. Alright, well. We're just going to end my turn. If this Shelmet dies, it dies. But it's going to be really hard for him to knock out a Shelmet. He needs, like, Confuse Ray could do it. But hopefully we can Slurpuff and Tasting for a card. Here we see a Battle Compressor. Maybe discard some items. Sableye has the ability, the attack junk component, the ability. Put 2 item cards from discard pile into your hand. And Confuse Ray, 10 flip a coin. I am confused. But that can power up with like Dark Claw or Muscle Band and stuff. So we see a Dark trump card, and that's it. Here we see a Dark Patch going into the Sableye. Be interesting to see. I probably just does a junk hunt here to get back the Dark Patch and Battle Compressor, I imagine. He hasn't played a supporter yet either. Yeah, so we just see a junk hunt for a level ball in Dark Patch. Alright, let's see what give me a supporter. So okay, well, I got a support. Alright, thanks Pokemon. Here we'll drop a Slurpuff down. We'll tasting for one to see what we get. Get a DCE. So we can deck and cover this turn. And coming back into my turn, we actually knock out the Sableye. Yeah, let's do that and see what happens. Might be kind of a misplay. Oop, I didn't mean to discard the teammates. Oh well, we can verse Seagull for it. We'll get the Accelgor, like I said. Now, we're not going to be a deck and cover next turn, but hopefully we can start setting up stuff. We're going to put a Floatstone on this Slurpuff, put a DC here and deck and cover, which does 50, and then coming back into my turn, that the Sableye will die. Unfortunately, it'll get knocked out from poison, and then we'll draw a prize, and then maybe we get tasting for a card. It's kind of a bad start. We don't have a supporter. Neither does my opponent, really. I meant to keep that teammates just in case if he does knock out my opponent somehow. Knock out one Pokemon, I can search with teammates. I can't talk right now. I'm all tongue twister. So we see a Magneton come down. And then we see a pass from my opponent. Of course, he can't really do anything. We draw a Wobbuffet. That'd be interesting. What he sends, I probably send a Darkrai. It does have the free retreat, but the only problem is if I deck and cover, well, I can't deck and cover, so I don't know why. It's not a bad thing at all. Alright, so we'll drop the Wobbuffet. We're gonna tasting after we Colress. I know we can tasting and maybe draw the Accelgor and taste and Colress for more, but we'll see what happens this way. Alright, so we get a level ball. We'll get a Shelmet. Put the Shelmet down. We'll tasting for one, see what we get. Get another Robosub. We'll keep the Robosub in my hand. I want to put two Shelmets down at all times. And here we'll just end my turn. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We can deck and cover next turn, but oh, we'll just see a concession from my opponent. My opponent didn't really have anything, and neither did I. We do get a mystery prize, though. Alright, let's see what we get. 50 tokens. Alright, I'll play one more game since that game didn't really count. We didn't really see anything. And alright, I'll see you next game. Okay, so we're probably gets Meta Gaming NW Psychic something. I didn't really see it because I was reading his name. It's a really long name. Alright, so my opponent gets to decide if he wants to go first or not. He probably will go first. I don't see the downside of not going first. So, alright, it's a bunch of cards. So I'm going to start Wobbuffet. Of course, we get two Slurpuffs in the hand. That's really nasty. But we do play Super Rod. We get two Shelmets down turn one. Alright, very nice. Oh, Jirachi start. That's never good. But it happens. It's one of the problems playing Jirachi. And the thing is, we can actually deck and cover and kill the Jirachi coming back in my turn. That'd be really cool. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully he has a supporter. If he doesn't, that would really stink to start Jirachi. Like, start with Jirachi and no supporter. It's just when you want to cry. Because, like, man, I have Jirachi in here because I have Stellar Guidance. It's just my deck for a supporter card. But I started with it and I don't have a supporter. So we see a Battle Compressor. It'd be interesting to see what he plays. Or what he discards. It might be a Night March deck. Let's see here. So 3 Lampettes. It looks like it's a Night March deck, boys. Which I actually like this matchup because I'm just not going to drop any EXs down. And they're going to have to kill my Accelgors while I'm killing their Joltics and stuff. So. Or their Mews. I'll kill their Mews if I need to. I can actually kill their Mews, come back and... Oh, no, Mew has 120, right? Yeah. But I can one-shot their Mews with my Mews. So. Like I said, it's going to be interesting what happens here. He does discard a computer... Oh, no, he's computer searching right now. I'm not really sure what he got. He's getting a lot of Pokemon this card turn 1. Here we're seeing an Escape Rope. Oh, okay, I'll send a Shelmet. And a Jupiter. Alright, so my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon at the discard right now. Hitting for 140 total. That's okay. He's probably going to go up in prizes early, but I'm fine with that. Here we'll Level Ball. me wants to get a Swirlix, and then next turn I can try to get like a Mew DCE Accelgor. I think we'll just go with the Shellman. We'll try to discard these two Slurpuffs, which kind of stinks. Oh, maybe we can get the Sigilyph. Yeah, we'll get the Sigilyph and see what happens. No. Or Wobbuffet. Oh, Wobbuffet seems. Oh, what? Wobbuffet's. Oh, we can't search Wobbuffet either way. But we'll get a Sigilyph. Yeah, we'll get a Sigilyph. So put the Sigilyph down. And we'll Juniper here. Don't want to put the Swirlix down just because we can't attack with it. I think we're just going to hold my hand, which just seems kind of weird. Now, oh, never mind. Wobbuffet's useless because he's a Psychic Pokemon. Oh, silly right now. So silly. But next turn we can one-shot this Mew, which would be really cool because that way we go up in 2 prizes. So, but we do need a Verbank. That's what we really need. And we don't need him to end me. Oh, so you see a Juniper. Perfect. Alright, that's what I like to see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now he's got 4 Lampent, 2 Joltik, and 2 Pumpkaboos. The problem with the Night March deck is if you keep discarding too many Pokemon, you can't really attack once you get rid of all your Joltiks and stuff. Unless you just want to keep swinging with Mew, but we're gonna win this race against Mew because I can one-shot his Mews, but he can never touch my Mew because they keep deck and covering. So, like I said, I think we have this matchup. It's pretty good. I guess if we send a Sigilyph, that'd be really nice because the only way he can hurt me then is attack with Mew. So, we'll see what happens. He's Battle Compressor right now. I'm wondering what he's going to put in there. I wonder how many. It's going to depend on how many Verse Seekers he plays. If he plays a lot of Verse Seekers and Lysanders, he might have the upper advantage. So we see discard 3 Ultra Balls there. Guess he doesn't need that anymore. See, it must have been going to the Mew. And there we see a knockout. So I'm going to send him Shelmets. We do have a way to get an Accelgor out this turn. Oh, we get the double discard DCs. I didn't attach one last turn because I want him Lysander up a Shelmet. It kind of wastes the DCE, but it doesn't matter either way because now it's going to go down. Here we're getting the Accelgor. Put the Accelgor down. Ultra Ball these 2 away. We'll get another Shelmet just in case if he gets crazy and starts knocking out my Accelgors. We'll put the Shelmet down. Put Mew down. Put a DCE. We need to draw into one of our 3 Verbanks here. So we whiff really bad. Alright, but that's okay. We'll retreat. And we'll Versatile for deck and cover. Now, if he doesn't have a switch, the Mew actually gets knocked out coming back into my turn. I don't know how many switches these decks play. Usually not a lot because they're getting one-shot a lot. I don't know. If he doesn't have a switch, like I said, we'll be in really good shape. So we see a Muscle Band going into the Joltik. And Level Ball, probably get another Joltik or a Pumpkaboo, either one's fine. And then we see a Juniper. Does he get a switch or not? That's the question here. So he drops another Jirachi. He plays 2. Alright, we see an Acrobike. Acrobike lets you put the 2, look at the 2 top cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Discard the other one. So we discard the Dimension Valley. Here we see another Level Ball, get another Pumpkaboo. And we see a DC going to Pumpkaboo. Doesn't seem like he has a switch. And what's going to happen? He does only have 9 cards left too. That's the bad thing about Night March. You do kind of run through your deck really fast. Well, I mean it's good and bad. Like you want to run through your deck just because you want to do Night March as soon as you can. And a Night March does 20 times each Night Marcher in your discard pile. So here we see another Level Ball. And not really sure what he got. Here we see a Knockout. Alright. My opponent, it's gonna be my opponent's gonna send up a Pumpkaboo or this Joltik. I'm not really sure. Not this to Pumpkaboo for sure. He is debating. The Jirachi would seem like a bad play, just because I can deck and cover with coming back to my turn for a knockout if I get a Verbank. He's got an interesting decision to make. Either way, one of these Pokemon are going to get one-shotted. So, alright, we see him send a Joltik. So we put the Accelgor down. We'll counter his Dimension Valley. 1, 2. So we already got 2 in the discard. We'll play a Level Ball. Get another Shelmet. And here we'll put the Floatstone here. And then we'll Coerce for a lot. Holy man, we missed a whiff of DCE real hard. Well, that stinks. Alright, we'll put the Substitute down. We'll retreat into the Substitute. And we'll just pass. Kind of stinks that we didn't get a DCE. We do play. There's 3 left in the deck because we did discard 1. But next time we Ultra Ball, get another Shimmered. How many copies of Teammates do you play, if I mind asking? 3? I'll tell him. I'm a nice guy. 3. He's probably trying to figure out what his list maybe how many do I play Night March or not. Yeah. Alright. Sorry about that. We had a little discussion with my little opponent. Alright, so he can't even Night March because he doesn't have energy. Kind of stinks. But here we drop another Verbank. Now we have 3 Verbanks in the discard pile. Alright. And we'll Ultra Ball away this and the Super Rod. We don't really need a Super Rod anymore. We'll get another Accelgor. Put the Accelgor down, and we'll Course for Bunch. Hopefully hit a DC. There we go. Put a DC on this Accelgor. Discard the Substitute. Put up the Accelgor. Drop another Robo-Sub, and we will deck and cover here. And draw a prize. Send a Substitute. Let's see what my opponent said. My opponent said, yeah, I'm playing the super combo version that just plays the 4 Juniper, 1 Life Center, like 4 of each Level Ball, Random Receiver, Ultra Ball, Jirachi. And Standard, it's really good though. Yeah, I mean, my friend Andrew Wombat did really good with it at regionals last weekend. So my opponent doesn't have any any support in his deck either. Kind of stinks. You can't Night March this turn either. So is he in Night March killing the Robo-Sub? Here we'll send up the Accelgor. And this is where the power of Teammates come in. Here we can Teammates. And let's Teammates. Let's see, do we have any more Robo-Subs left? We'll get a Robo-Sub and a DCE. And then we're actually just going to Ultra Ball these 2 ends because we don't really need those anymore. We'll grab a Mew. Put the Mew, DCE down, put the Robo-Sub down, and here we're going to retreat into the Mew, and we'll deck and cover. And the reason why we don't want to attack with Accelgor, because if we attack with Accelgor and he kills the other one, we can't deck and cover next turn. So we're seeing knock out the Pumpkin Boot, and next turn we can Life Center the Jirachi and actually kill it coming back into my turn. So. Oh, we do get the DC off the prize too. Here we see an Escape Rope. I'm gonna just send it to Wobbuffet and never see a victory from my opponent. Once he escaped rope, he couldn't. I don't think he had a way to retreat with Jirachi. He probably should have saved the escape rope after a different cover, but he really wanted to knock out a Pokemon. I think that's what he was trying to go for. But there you can see the power of the deck. We weren't playing against a meta deck, but you can see like where you keep streaming deck and covers, you can just kind of win just because your opponent stays paralyzed and they can't attack you unless they play switch cards. But we saw there that he only played 2 escape ropes, I think. And you saw the power of Teammates and how it was so good. He knocked out a Robo-Sub, and I got to search my deck for 2 cards, and then played an Ultra Ball to search for a Pokemon. Like I said, usually for the most time, you're searching for 1 or 2 components because you have the other piece, like other component in your hand. In that case, we had the Ultra Ball for the Mew, and we needed the Teammates to get a Robo-Sub and a DCE. So, I don't know. The deck seems really good. Like I said, it does struggle against Virgin, or VG, because the Grizzlies of Gen 6 can't be poisoned, so you're just smacking them for 50 while they're doing like 100 or like 70 to you. So it's usually not that fun to play against. Donphan's kind of hard, just because you have to two-shot them. Yeah, you have to two-shot them. So, but yeah. Yeah, you have to two-shot the Donphans. Usually Donphans don't play Switch, but you have to Lysander and two-shot them, and it's really weird, and it comes down to how many Lysanders your opponent play compared to how many Lysanders you play. Also, you'll be discarding your Robo-Cells faster than they will. But they can't one-shot your Wobbuffets either. So, like I said, it's a weird matchup against Donphan. Everything else seems kind of winnable just because not many people play Switch cards anymore. I don't know. Maybe it'll change. Maybe people start playing Switch cards if it's celebrates being a day 2. So, but thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. Tomorrow's Fan Friday too, and if you're watching this by now, hopefully you're watching it by now, you can comment what deck you want me to play tomorrow, and whatever deck has the most kind of suggestions, I'll play on Friday, and I will play whatever. I'll try my best to get whatever cards I need to play the deck. But thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thanks also for hitting me I think we're at 315 subscribers now. Maybe something less. Maybe I don't know. It's somewhere right there. But alright, have a good day. Alright, bye.